week we worked the basics of how do we attack the back, right? What are the basic chokes, basic stuff to work on. This week what we're going to be working on is escaping the back. Now, I'm going to say the smart ass answer first. The easiest back escape is not getting here. Because if you've gotten here, you've done fucked up, AA Ron. We've made some mistakes along the way that we want to correct first. But let's say the guy takes our back here. I don't like this at all. Couple things we need to identify and then immediately address. First thing you have to find is the choking hand, which is going to be whichever hand happens to be over your shoulder. In this example, it's going to be Riley's on my left side, left hand. All right? And I want to get that same side hand into that wrist. Now, you have to fight the urge to break that lock first. All right? I have to address the choking hand first, because if not, like we worked last week, if I start addressing this hand can still choke you. Right? Worked on that all last week. So I'm here, Riley's here, I'm gonna here, and I want to instantly get him onto the opposite side of the arm that's over the top. If I go this way, I'm falling on top of the pillow of death. That is literally how this is referred to, pillow of death. I don't want to be there. So when I'm here, first thing I'm gonna do, top hand goes here. Now, my inside hand, I always just like to find the kind of cup of the ankle and my elbow into his calf, or if I'm longer, I'm going to drive it on top of the knee. Now I'm going to drive him over to this side. All right? Now, my next goal is to get my shoulder blades to the mat. So it's not so much I'm trying to hop over here as it is I'm trying to turn in as much as physically possible. Here, addressing the choking hand still. Because if I let go of this hand at any point, just like we were last week, that backpack really failed. Now, once I've gotten that kind of quarter turn in, where my shoulder blades are near the mat, here, I'm addressing, I'm starting to turn. I'm turning my back and my hips. I'm going to post. And it's almost like we have a warm-up drill where you shrimp in and turn. Man, only we practice that. Shrimp. Shrimp your way out. Now, once you're here, guys, where you land is going to be a combination of his reaction and your reaction. Ideal world, you land back in full guard. Real world, you're probably somewhere in between half guard and side. So when I'm here, boom, he's here, I attach, boom, I'm here. Now, I'm still going to be addressing these hands until I'm completely pivoted out. Then I can address other things now. Big thing I got to look for is this top side knee. Because if I don't get a hand, an elbow, something in its way, it's going to drive across the mouth. So when I'm here, I'm going to frame and shrink. Now, ideal world, you can break off, get away, do all sorts of nice things. Realistic world, he's going to follow you up at that point and work to take your back. Or work to take half guard. So here, turn it, frame it out, boom, he starts to come up. And I'm using my legs to manage that distance to keep him back. Questions on it? Like I said, obviously first goal not to get your back taken, but
if their feet stay locked or if they get locked, do you ever block the hip?
Now, if they cross their feet, so Riley
Not
doesn't,
in the bed.
that's bad. But let's say I get over here and he starts to try to figure four and do some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, they get a traditional like figure four body lock. Just getting your shoulders out is not going to be the realistic route. We're going to do some other unpacking when we cover the actual body lock when we go through. So we're going to show that as a separate scene. This one, we're working on just the traditional he has back. But there are going to be a couple differences when they get that. Other questions? This is the very definition of simple but not easy. Break their ankles. So, Riley's going to scream here in just a second, but I like Riley, so I'll let him. So, the reason you don't cross your ankles is this is considered still a straight ankle lock. So when I'm here, for a real dig, you bring your foot up and you kind of slingshot it down. And the point is to put my foot over his feet and drive them down while I raise my hips up. Now, what that does is it breaks one ankle over the top of the other. So most likely you're going to shatter to that top ankle. Bottom one's about a 50-50 shot, just depends on how much structure's underneath. So if we're here and Riley's being dumb, he's got his backpack drill, and I'm here and I'm like, oh, I noticed that. Here, here. It's a very quick one. Be careful with your friends trying this one. But even if he keeps his feet locked here, I'm still going to go to this side. If he keeps those feet locked, I'll hit it from here. It's actually a little easier on your side to hit. But I'm here, close to my hip. Start turning, shimmying, blocking this knee. Turning out. Yes, we'll worry about that down the street. Not today's immediate issue. We're gonna go body locks next. It's gonna be that. Questions on that? I'm gonna walk through it one more time slow, one more time a little game speed. So we're here. I addressed the fact that Riley has the body lock, arms over. Travel. Choking hand, opposite side. Shoulder blades out towards the mat. Get my hips over his knee. Shrimp. Block the leg. Come up. Do as needed. Yes. So, not a right or a wrong answer in that one. That's a tactical, not a technical.
I would say if it's a good wrestler, you're probably going to just follow him because he's coming back to mount or trying to mount you.
Yeah, it's going to come back to one of two things: his reaction, your reaction. It's a tactical, not a technical decision. So, if it's me and we're in an MMA fight, I'm trying to get the fuck back up. We don't need to hang out on bottom. Jiu-jitsu match, I may play a little more half guard bottom, but I'm pretty confident in that. So it's going to be more tactical than technical. Do I want to buck, freak out, and get the hell away, or do I want to frame, shrimp in, and try to keep it a little tighter? Lay that more to your game. So I'm here. Rest. But you need to come out or stay in that half. Guys, what I mean when I say tactical versus technical. Tactical decisions are where do I want to be in a match, fight, bout, whatever you want to call it, right? Do I want to be on my back? Do I want to be on top? Do I want to be neutral? Do I want to be against a wall? Where do I want this to happen, and what am I trying to work towards? What is my end game? Technical decisions are defend that hand, because regardless where you want to be, getting choked isn't the way to get there, right? So, some of that stuff, sprinkle on yourself, but try it out first, getting the half guard. If you feel confident with that, and you want to try framing a way to truly escape, try that out. Questions, comments, concerns? More experienced guys grab less experienced guys. Let's get after it. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm here with Riley. Good things are happening in my life right now. I fucked up, I ended here. First thing we're gonna do, I have to address the choke still. But now, let's say I don't feel confident falling off to the side for whatever reason. Maybe it's MMA and I'm afraid of him transitioning out. Maybe it's just I'm not comfortable going that direction. I want to stay seated up and I want to stay where I can fight here as much as possible, right? So first thing we're going to do is always still address this top hand. Now, our second hand, we have to learn how to hand fight ourselves in. So our elbow is going to come to the wrist and we're going to try to peel that off and bring that to where our elbow's on the inside. Now, once we get here, I have to get this off to where I'm basically doing the Home Alone defense. We've talked about this before. You've all seen the part of Home Alone where he's like, ah! That's where we're trying to get to. Yeah, I was going to say, you're literally the age of a kid. So I'm here, and we have to hand fight our way in to where, boom. No underhooks and no control of my neck here. Where both hands are inside and I'm here. Now, for you MMA guys, realize you're getting punched right now. No fun things are happening at this point. Jiu-jitsu guys, congrats, they can't hit you, but still nothing good's happening. Now, once I'm here, I'm gonna grab my heels into the mat. I'm gonna pull my hips forward. Now, the hand fighting part of this was very important at this very junction. Because if I didn't hand fight, I'm setting myself into an arm. But if I'm here, what does Riley truly have? Start trying to grab for my neck. Now, I'm going to scoop one more time until a shoulder pops out. Now, my left shoulder pops out. Guess what that means? We're going left. Alright? So I'm here. I'm going to turn to all fours, grab the leg, boom. Now, working half, pass, whatever ends up happening at that point. But the goal is hand fight and to hold on, scoot yourself out, hip heist out, one way or the other. So I'm here. Boom, Riley's got his grips. Now guys, realize, when you're hand fighting here, not everything's gonna go sunny side up. You may end up having to fight off a couple chokes.
Don't let him get wrist control.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fight hands, get to here, boom. Now, once we're here, now it's time to make a very quick but tactical exit. I can't be reckless here and leave shit laying around, but if I keep my elbows in, there's not much for Riley to grab at. But I am going to show you what happens when you fuck this up, because y'all are going to fuck this up a couple times. So I'm here, and let's say I hand fight in, but I go to scoot, and I'm like, oh hey, I left one of my arms laying around. Realize, you were scooting into an arm if you leave something laying around. You have to keep elbows in, hands in. You can't let him have wrist control, neck control, really grabbing a hold of anything. That hand fighting is how you get this position. So when I'm here, I'm hand fighting in, trying to get those hands out of my way as much as possible. That's not going to be easy. Riley's in a dominant position. This is one of the two most dominant positions you can be in jiu-jitsu. This and mount. Hand fighting out of this is not going to be easy. That's what you have to do to get to here. I scoop. Again, whichever shoulder pops out. One of them naturally will. Some of it will be his reaction, some of it will be which side has better pull. As soon as that happens, I'm going to grab and grab. This leg comes out and over, hip heisting out. Boom, coming up, pass and side control, half guard. At that point, the goal is out and top as much as possible. Where you land is going to be situationally varied. Questions on that?
Is that something you do gradually, or do you need to get that pretty quick?
So, hand fighting is going to be a gradual. The actual movement is not going to be fast, but you can't. The longer he's hanging out in your back, the worse things like happening. So, like once I get to here, you're going to feel the fact that he doesn't have anything in this. Like as long as you don't, if you can get to that home alone position and you don't leave shit laying around, you're fine. At this point, there's nothing he can really attack on me that's going to be effective. If it's me, I'm going to try to start coming around to mount. Because the second I start scooting here, Riley should start driving a leg over. And that's going to allow me to come out. Yeah, their exits are going to be pretty simple. They're either going to back completely out and just say, it's reset, or they're going to try to take a mount, side control type position and exit that way. There's not a lot of great options once you hand fought your way in. Other questions on this? It's gonna feel unnatural at first. Realize that. Because you're gonna feel like I am sitting myself into the spider's web. You are a little bit, but congrats, you fucked up and got your back taken. There's not really fun and pretty exits. There's gonna be danger around everyone. So we gotta exit as safely as possible. Questions? I'm going to go through it two more times with questions. So once I get to here,
He's digging.
I'm digging my heels like into the mat. Because what I'm trying to do is use
And
my
he's going
heel.
side to side too. He's like,
It's almost like if we had a drill where like you scooted yourself forward as a part of warm-ups. I should add something like that
front
probably.
trim.
Like man, it's almost like when we drill.
Yeah, get to it, man.
We gotta add something like that. Man, it's almost like those warm-up drills I have you guys do, or for tactical. Yeah, it's almost like those are really practical motions that we'll use in a lot of positions, guys. Who'd have thought? There may be method to my madness. So when I dig those heels in, I'm lifting my butt up just that little bit. Because now, once I get here, pick a side, any side, I'm gonna go right, up and down. So, any other questions on that? One more time.
Just roll, keep on rolling.
Yeah. So, if Riley decides that he's gonna roll here, so I roll, Riley rolls.
Hey, he can hold that leg and do like a leg drag too there.
Yeah, I mean,
Because he's gonna be so deep normally.
At this point, I'm in top half, top leg drag, side control.
Especially if he stays this deep on that roll, you're already gonna be calf dragging.
Any other questions on this?
Enoch got a question.
You know?
You spin to the leg, how do you,
So when I'm here, I scoot out without Riley. I'm here, right? My left shoulder comes out. I'm gonna post here, turning that leg under. Just like in our shrimp motion, you know how you kick that leg through to come in that shrimp? Same thing. Hip heist is just finishing that motion. So once again, a warm-up motion is going to be the practical use. So when we shrimp, if you're doing your shrimp right, this leg is coming out. So once I scoop myself out, right, I get this shoulder down. Now I'm up and in that position. Other questions, guys? Remember, many questions as we can, guys. There's no dumb questions. Most of you haven't been doing this long enough to have conversations.
When you get your shoulder under, are you grabbing with that hand?
Yes, that hand is scooping first. So if I'm here with Riley, right, I've hand fought and I've gotten to where I'm here. I'm here in this home one. That hand is going to be kind of that first attachment point to that hand here. I'm trying to clear with this hand as much as I can, trying to keep myself kind of out of trouble here. But boom here, that hand is actually wrapping hand. Other questions on that? It's gonna feel unnatural and a little bit dangerous at first. You're not wrong to feel that way, but you have to create a decent amount of comfort because you can't hang out in the back position. If you let me there more than about 30 seconds, I will finish. I don't care who you are, I will find something. Alright? So once we get there, that's the difference in between defending and escaping, guys. If I'm defending the back, I can defend the back for a while, right? I can sit here and keep Riley from choking me. I can defend myself, right? But eventually, he's in a dominant position. He's gonna find something. So I can't just sit here and defend. I have to escape. That's the difference between them. You just hang out and defend on the back. You got a minute, maybe, versus a good guy. You can probably defend yourself and not walk into something immediately. But after that, even a bad guy at jiu-jitsu is going to get lucky on the back. Body locks is something we're going to address. Other questions on that? Grab a partner. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so since we've had 17 questions on it tonight, addressing the body lock. Alright, so if you end up in a figure 4 body lock, not only have you fucked up, you've fucked up in an extremely efficient manner. Okay? Getting to this position is not easy. Getting out of it, not great. Okay? So if I'm here, tuck it in a little bit. I'm too sexy right now. But Riley's here, he's got his over-under, and he's attacking this body lock. Now, once he's body locked, we have to address the body lock first. So what I'm going to do is still trap that hand, but now I'm going to fall on top of his lock. So as I'm there, he's going to, if he's good, he's going to try to start switching his sides. And when he switches his sides, that's when you go to escape. But if he holds his body lock here, all we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to walk my top leg over his ankle. Now, once we're here, in positions where you are allowed to ankle lock people, you drive your heel back and your hips forward. Once again, a double ankle lock. He's ankle locking himself on this leg. I am straight ankle locking this leg. Now, I'm going to threaten that enough that he freaks and kicks his feet. Pop your hips up.
And the whole time he's talking, he's got his chin up, and really he's fighting with his chin down the whole entire time. But he's up talking to show you, but the whole time that
So,
chin is...
my chin goes into the same side shoulder that he's attacking. So if I'm here with Riley, thank you for pointing that out. Riley's here. I have to find that shoulder here. Because if he starts popping my chin up, regardless how much ankle lock uncomfortability I may be giving him here, I have to defend that choke first. That's why I'm still coming here. And I'm walking over that lock. Because one of two things are going to happen. If he has a really good body lock, I can walk over the top of it and try to catch that ankle. And it's pretty quick. Be very careful with your friends on this one. But once I get to here, all I'm trying to do is turn and break that lock as much as possible. Now, if you give up the body lock, most likely he's going to be able to take mount. But at that point, you start elbow escaping from mount and addressing the problems that that brings. Unfortunately, outside of that little ankle lock cheat code, there's not a lot of great options to defeat a body lock.
Once they have the extended flank, they just walk into it by line.
As far as like we're here,
Yeah, and they have your leg hooked already with their own leg. 'Cause it's
he
really-
fucked up.
Yeah, well, they have.
So like, he's talking about if they go to hook my leg in here. If they've done that, still get to that side,
Okay, I didn't know that angle.
because that he's setting it for you.
Okay.
It's very tight, very aggressively. Be careful with your friends practicing that one, because most of us don't want to wear walking boots as our latest summer fashion.
It's almost fall, it'll be fine.
So, competition-wise for that body lock escape, do not attack the ankle if you're not allowed to hit straight ankle locks. So even if you're using it as a threatening jiu-jitsu motion, it'll still be considered an ankle lock. So most white belt tournaments nowadays allow for that ankle. As long as it's straight, it's not twisting, attacking the heel, things like that. But some still, it's hit and miss for tournaments. So I just make sure you know, hey, if I can hit straight ankle locks, that's an escape you can hit. Yeah, I don't think food is actually the next one. I don't think they allow straight ankle locks. So, questions on that? Biggest thing is get to that side, start walking over that lock, trying to trap that ankle when possible. Because the goal is to make him switch sides on that body lock and escape during that side switch. Because if I'm here with Riley, I hit body locks. If you've seen some of my fights, I'm a big body. I do like to go for this body. So I'm trying to get Riley here when I have this body lock so that I can really cinch in. But if Riley's smart and gets to this side, my first thing I address is switching sides. During that side switch is when Riley's going to be trying to escape. That's why you go to the same side of the body. It relieves pressure on you, puts pressure on his lock, and forces the switch. Yes. No, so if I end up on the, so like Riley's here, right? And he gets me to, the net positive side of my lock. First thing I have to do, still addressing the choke, still tucking my chin, right? First thing I'm gonna do, I'm literally going to reach until I get to you. Like it's not a. You have to. That's not a. Hey, I can address that here in a second type of thing. That's a. You need to get the fucking ball.
They do face strokes just because your chin's down. That's safe, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of tournaments are allowing that kind of face crusher choke
Yeah,
these days, so
breaks your man.
you better get
Awesome dog. Just because your chin's down doesn't mean you're safe. Just so you're fucked up.
questions on that, guys. We're out. 1, 2, 3.